What's up? What's up, MJ?
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hey, Mark.
Can I do a hit on a show where Florida doesn't just get pounded religiously before I come on? Will we ever get a break in Florida?
No, because a Florida man just he's sought after for pushing his wife in front of a truck on I-75.
Oh. I know I did I did see that story.
Damn it, man! What are we doing down there?
We actually have a feature on the website called Nutbags North of Florida. I'm not making this up. And this is where I focus on the crazy people in the 49 other states, because living here, it's like, you just tell people I'm in Florida. They start backing up. Like they just start backing up. I'm like, what, are we good? Are we not good? They're like, are you a Florida man? I live there, but man.
So what's your craziest story that you've covered so far this year?
Well, we're in the middle of it right now with coronavirus. I mean, we are living the crazy story. Welcome to it, right? I will say today, I did just put this up on the site, and I guess we could just put this into the big overreach of government. They are actually in Alachua County, and that pronunciation's up for grabs. That's the county where University of Florida is in Gainesville. They are trying to pass a restriction that you need to get a party permit if you have more than 10 people in your house. Not only that, you will have to give the names of the 9+ other people. This is unbelievable. It stands right now at 50. They want to back it down to 10. So a party permit is being sought after by the local government here in that county in Florida. I think that's insane. I mean, the rates of infection are way down, around 5% now in Florida, and most of that being led by South Florida, nowhere near Gainesville. But can you imagine calling up the local people? Say, I'm going to have a raging kegger. What do I need to do? How much do I need to pay?
Right. I did some of the numbers last week, and it looks like there's about 21 million residents of the state of Florida, and there were 300 new cases. And 21 million people, 300.
21.5 million people. We are the third largest state, and we are the second oldest state with population 65 or older. On paper, we should have been a coronavirus disaster. You have New York, which has 2 million less people and 3 times the coronavirus death. New Jersey, a third of the entire population of Florida, and more death to coronavirus. So I do think there's a lot of people, primarily conservatives and otherwise just responsible human beings, that get on the websites and are just exhausted of hearing about how Florida messed this up. How could we possibly have messed that up?
The villages? I don't think Corona even touched the villages.
Corona's scared of the villages.
Right. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, the villages, houses, tens of them, maybe 50,000, tens of thousands of old folk.
It's a fraternity party for people over the age of 70, and they can party like you wouldn't believe.
Right. I was told that Viagra is like candy down there, and highest rates of STDs and what's going on? But no corona.
I hope I live long enough. I hope we all here live long enough that we can go one day and be accepted into the villages, and truly our best times will be in front of us.
Didn't Joe Biden sing about the villages?
Yes, he did.
I don't think they accept them.
He's all
America's hometown, friendliest hometown.
But look, I mean, I'm starting to think that the media just has something against Florida. I mean, with all the negatives, you really with all the sun and beautiful weather y'all have down there, aside from the tornadoes and stuff like that, y'all hit the front story pages every day, every night. It's something about Florida.
Well, when there's more beach bars than churches, you're going to have some wildness. I will say, though, the old saying in politics, because the thing about Florida getting serious is that politically, it's rich capital. I mean, we're talking about 29 electoral votes. did go for President Trump, obviously in this last election, but it's very rich politically. And the old saying is, as Florida goes, so goes the country. I believe, and I've been saying this, it will be impossible for the winner of Florida in 2020 on November the 3rd not to win the entire country. It will be absolutely impossible. And the reason is because Florida is a microcosm of the country. We have the service industry, the tourism industry. We have farms. We have a high Hispanic count. We have everything the rest of the country does except for snow. We even have 2 time zones in the state of Florida. So it is, I think, a very effective barometer and has been going back a long while. So, and the thing that's really, I think, ruining this for Joe Biden is, and Joe Biden right now, by the way, they're scrambling in Florida. They've got big problems in Florida. The Hispanic, the Latino vote is not coming in. And the reason why is why we get a bird's eye view from Portland and Minnesota, Minneapolis, and Baltimore about what socialism looks like. You have to understand, we are geographically here in Florida the closest to some of the most famous socialist disasters: Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua. So people here, and a lot of people have run from that over the years, decades and decades, and they sought refuge here in America, and they've become very successful, very, very successful here. So when they see those pictures and they go, wait a minute, that's what we ran from. I don't think Joe Biden and his staff, well, we're very intelligent in going, but those people know the truth about socialism and communism and ultra-liberal policies. They're in big trouble in Florida, big trouble.
Retired folk from Ohio. I know a lot of Ohio, we call them snowbirds. They fly down to Florida for the winter season. They have retirement accounts. They have big 401ks. And I'm talking about the baby boomers, and I'm talking about folks like my dad who's 78. They watch their money. They watch their money very, very closely. In the market's making a huge comeback. 401ks making a big comeback. How does Joe Biden fight that?
Well, I think he's already lost the battle, to be quite honest with you. I mean, people move to Florida because they're serious about their money, because we don't have
state tax, right?
No state income tax. And so people move here for economic reasons. Of course, we talk about sun and fun, and that's there and everything like that. 330 days of sunshine in many parts of the state. Why did Tom Brady decide on a new multi-million-dollar? Hey, when you're talking about that kind of money, that makes a huge difference. If we didn't think that his kid didn't need a job before, now he really doesn't, and all this tax money they're saving. So, yeah, I think it's too late when it comes to Biden economically, because people come here because they're very smart, they're very intelligent, they're worried about protecting their money, and also too, it's an investment state. Many people come here not just to live in a condo on the Gulf or on the Intracoastals or some of the lakes, but they come here to buy property and take advantage of the unbelievable opportunity, VRBOs, Airbnbs, and that has become very lucrative over the last 5 years for investors, instead of looking at Roth IRAs, and maybe even, I know people that have robbed 401ks over the last 5 years. Why not? They've done so well, and throw it into real estate. So again, I think when it comes to Florida, Joe Biden, it's just, he's not intelligent, or whoever the voices are behind him who are controlling him, I don't think they understand. But in a state that's politically so rich in capital, what it means to this election, they've made a big mistake. You know, the other day I was talking to somebody about Joe Biden, and you remember the movie Weekend at Bernie's, right?
All right.
It's like they're just flinging Bernie or Biden around. I call him Bernie Biden, and they're just throwing him on the couch and putting a microphone in front, and it's not working. It's not working. They're just dragging him around. By the way, great throwback movie. But I got to tell you,
Wayne does the impression all the time when he brought that up about Joe being Weekend at Bernie's. You should see Wayne's impression of Joe being Bernie. It's great.
I got to see it. I didn't see it.
Let me ask you about this too, because Biden is I don't want to say okay. I'm not saying he's an idiot. I'm not saying that.
I am.
But
he's an idiot.
Yep.
There's a lot of older people in Florida. Do you think they have some sympathy for him?
Could he get a sympathy vote?
Yeah.
No, I think what will happen.
There you go.
Because I do think it goes back to money, you know, and this doesn't get picked up in the polls very well. People vote because of money. Why do teachers overwhelmingly support Democrats, liberal Democrats? Because they need that protected. They need those budgets protected. So no, I think that he will not get a sympathy vote. I do believe what will happen here is that the only sympathy he's going to get is many Democrats who voted for Hillary Clinton and were passionate about Hillary Clinton will stay home in the state of Florida in 2020. And I think that's the big story. I think that's not what's being reported. And I catch hell for this all the time on Facebook. Hillary Clinton is a great political candidate. If you look at what makes a great political candidate, she was great. It goes about fundraising and earning media, and there's a lot of other things. She was really good. How could she not be? She's been doing it her entire life. She's been a corrupt political junkie her entire life. She got very good at this. Joe Biden is not. I grew up outside of Washington, D.C. in Maryland, Delaware, just on top, right? It's like a bunk bed. Well, back then, Joe Biden was seen as a moderate Democrat, a likable guy. He sort of always had the used car salesman smile. But
Lunchbox Joe. Yeah, Lunchbox Joe.
He was kind of a likable guy. That guy is gone, right?
Yeah.
He's gone. I mean, it's a whole nother world. So you're talking about Joe Biden version 1 that I think he was sought as likable and perceived as likable, kind of a guy's guy. And his name's Joe. It's kind of hard not to like someone named Joe, right? The All-American. It's Joe. I mean, you know, so it just is. It's the kind of thing where I think if this was the old version of Joe, yes, but there is no excitement for him. And excitement in politics is more important than polls. It's more important than money. It is everything. When you are excited to do something, imagine the process that changes when you just like, shrug your shoulders. So I think Florida will. I actually believe President Trump will win by a larger margin, but it'll be skewed because I think that Joe Biden is just not going to have the turnout anywhere close to Hillary Clinton.
You know what? I've been saying the same thing, but let me go back to what you said about Hillary Clinton and being a solid candidate. Is that what you said, that she was a solid candidate, right?
No, politician. Solid politician.
Okay. Even that, I'm going to have to disagree because I classify her as being a solid fundraiser.
Right.
But when it came down to being a politician or a candidate, well, in New York, she had it handed to her, so she became the state senator. But when she ran for president, she took it off. She took time off. She didn't even go campaign. You know, she thought she had it in the bag. So I don't know if she was a great politician.
Her health started failing.
You know, well,
and she's unlikable.
You know.
Yeah, I think just, you know, if I can just call balls and strikes, I will say that you're right. I think there were some big missteps in the campaign.
Yeah, she stayed home. I mean, well,
she had Bernie out there. She had Bernie running.
Going to Wisconsin. Okay.
Yeah. And that's true. And even with that, with her basically extending halftime and calling timeout and 30,000 emails and a variety of other things, was still able to win the popular vote. So again, if I'm calling balls and strikes, if I'm calling balls and strikes, I think she's a very effective candidate.
He said,
well, how do you what is the definition of an effective candidate? Bleach bidding, or bleach biting and ruining your laptop and killing people? Or like, what's the definition of a good candidate first, and then you can base it on that.
Yeah, well, what you mentioned is just a definition of a criminal. So yeah, that was probably not.
But then
good.
I guess she makes a good politician, then, right?
That's where we're at here, right? Exactly. I think, and again, I can't wait to see the Facebook comments of, oh, you called her an effective politician. You're insane. Joe Biden's performance is going to show everybody how effective a candidate Hillary Clinton was, because when you see the results, you're going to go, huh, Hillary wasn't that bad, was she?
Did you see what he did last week?
Oh, but Mark, go back 4 years, because I've said it and Brian has kind of backed me up on this. I don't know. I'm not sure if Leah said the same thing, but if you go back 4 years, Joe probably had a better chance of winning 4 years.
Oh yeah.
Than he does now. I mean, I'm sure dementia has probably set in since then, but 4 years, after Barack Obama left out, if he was to run, but Hillary decided, no, it's my turn, and she got whatever.
Yeah, I guess, it's a great question. A lot of people are discussing that. So I guess my question to that is, then why wasn't he the candidate? I mean, he had the sitting president that could have easily said, Joe's my guy. He's been my guy. America, he's been your guy. So why wasn't he? And again, I think it goes back to the effectiveness of Hillary Clinton. She was able to talk the DNC and Bill, sure. She was able to talk them in to taking a vice president who back then had very good likability numbers for 8 years, almost a decade, to basically, I mean, you talk about being thrown in the basement. They threw him in the basement.
Right.
Remember, Obama backed Hillary. He didn't back Joe. And the reason why is, remember, Obama said, don't underestimate Joe's ability to mess things up. And he knew that he had to get Hillary in there to cover up all of his issues that he had in office. He had to get Hillary in there because of everything that he did. And Hillary had to get in there because of Benghazi. They were trying to cover up stuff. That's why he pushed Hillary and not Joe, because Joe was kind of out of the loop. He was in on it, but Obama knew he was dumb. He was just a yes man. But Obama needed somebody that could get in there and wipe everything clean so that they couldn't figure out that they were spying on the campaign of Trump or anything. That's why he was pushing Hillary and not Joe.
Yeah, you know what? And I also go back to her losing to Obama in 2008. Yeah. I think it was an unsaid agreement that when he left, that he would back her to run when she did run. So I mean, that's probably where that came from. Plus, she got pissed off when the report was she stormed into the Oval Office and told Barack Obama, Barack, you need to get your dogs off of me or something like that. It was in a book. I don't know if y'all remember that, but yeah, she walked in there. She didn't even call him president. Barack, you need to get your dogs off of me.
Hillary kills people to get her way. Obama knew this. Literally. Obama knew that he had to get her in there to cover up all the scandals that he committed, including her scandals. And he knew she would do it, and she would not stop at anything.
Well,
and that's why she was crushed when she didn't win.
Crushed, absolutely. That's absolutely true. She was totally crushed. We've heard the stories of the raging alcoholism that took over for the next 48 to 72 hours. Oh my God! Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. Drinking her breakfast.
But in a lot of ways too, and even though I do believe that as far as a traditional candidate goes, she is effective or was effective. Here's the thing: traditional political candidates don't win elections right now.
Right.
Obama created Trump. People don't understand that. Obama created Trump. Without Barack Obama, Donald Trump, no way, wouldn't even have been running. If McCain wins that, or even Romney in 12 wins that, we're probably sitting right now with a Marco Rubio, maybe a Hillary Clinton, probably doing that. But Obama woke up a lot of people in this country on both sides. It wasn't just the liberal. It wasn't just the liberal side.
It was trending. Thank you, Obama. Thank you, Obama was trending after Trump won, without a doubt. There's no question about it. The Islam that he brought to America, the illegal immigrants. Remember the caravans that were coming up the border that the media had everybody crapping themselves, thinking that we was getting taken over by these huge caravans coming up as Trump building the wall. He said he's going to build a wall. He built the wall. He said he was going to lower prescription drugs. He lowered prescription drugs. He said he's going to give you a rip-roaring economy. Gave you a rip-roaring economy. He's done things. Politicians, they don't. They never do. We've hated all of them. We didn't like McCain. We didn't like Romney. We just got stuck with them. And for the first time that we've ever seen in all of America's history, 244 years, finally we have a citizen.
Terry's back at it again.
And win.
Terry, I'm not making up conspiracy theories either. She bleached bit. She ruined her laptop. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why people call her the pantsuit killer. Hillary has to go to court, and she has to admit to things at the end of September. Terry, I'm not about conspiracy theories either, but the whole world will agree with me that Hillary is a bad person, and there's no reason to bleach bit something unless you've got something going on in your computer that is wrong.
Especially when it's been asked to be proven. You've got to hand it over. It's been subpoenaed. to hand it over. And if you want some more information, Terry, Gary Burns, Secret Service, good friend of mine, wrote a book called Crisis of Character, and subsequently has a second book out. He tell you all about the Clintons.
You don't bleach bit. Yeah, you don't bleach bit unless you have something to hide, and that's all I'm going to say.
Mark, before I let you go, let me play you this and get your reaction.
Pelosi walking through E Salon in San Francisco with wet hair and without a mask over her mouth or nose.
Wear your mask and the rest. Social distancing, wear your mask.
Socially distance, wear our masks. They've mocked the mask. Real men wear masks, we always say. Masks.
But what's important about the mask requirement is enforcement.
Wearing masks and following common sense and good guidance.
This is about science, but we have to follow the science. You can't get rid of this virus unless you obey science.
Let us go forth in a very healthy way. In order to open our economy.
States want to open up. We're starting in California, certain limited with standards and the rest. No one, not even the president, is above the law.
That woman is third in line to be president of the United States of America. I don't care if you live in Florida or Alaska or anywhere in between. That woman is third in line. Scary.
Yes, you really put that's a great way to say it. If something, God forbid, happens, she's running it.
You know what? Here is the reason why many Republicans, conservatives, independents should run to the polls to vote for President Trump. Because vote and try to get as many conservatives as you can to take over the House. Because if you do, you will retire that woman.
Yeah,
they're not going to vote her back in as Speaker of the House if she loses the House. They're not going to do it.
No, it'll be what, 2 times losing the House.
Yeah, and I'll give you a little tidbit from Florida when it comes to that, and when it's a fantastic point. There are other elections going on that are extremely important come November. But again, let me just focus on Florida in the 21st district. Laura Loomer, I spoke with her the other day. Pro-Trump, about as pro-Trump as you get. And then on the other side of the coast in Pinellas County, which is actually where I am on the Gulf Coast, a candidate named Anna Paulina Luna. Now, Anna Paulina Luna has ads. She's shooting a machine gun. Okay. She's pro-Trump. Her signs actually say anti-socialist. This is what it takes in 2020 to separate yourself from the middle of the pack. You actually have to have an ad with a machine gun and say you are anti-socialist. But guess what? Both of those races, both of those women, the media said they'll never win because the big referendum on Trump is coming. Now, this is the primaries. They both won. They both won by a landslide. So again, as Florida goes, so goes the country. There was plenty of moderate Republicans in those primaries, and none of them came out on top. So again, I think that starts to bode well when you talk about the enthusiasm and you see what these women have done. These are young women. Laura Loomer's 27 years old, the most banned woman on the internet. You probably remember she's handcuffed herself to Twitter before because she made comments about the squad and they've banned her. Facebook has done the same thing. She can't even get food delivered by Uber Eats. Uber has denied her account. So this is where we are. But as Florida goes, I think the country will too. But for everybody saying, including CNN and MSNBC, that the Trump enthusiasm is down, the data would say it's not, because these pro-Trump, these hardcore pro-Trump supporters who have been very effective at earning media, not just buying ads, but I'm talking about earning media based on the content that they're creating. Both of those women, they're remarkable women, but more importantly, they were both winners. And real quick, because I know you said you were throwing me off the show, real quick, I'll say something about CNN and MSNBC. My background's in media. I've been a radio host for over 20 years. CNN and MSNBC want Trump to win this election. They want it. That circus they put on, they're having ratings beyond anything they've seen before. It's not from the liberals. It's people like us that just want to watch the unsanctioned goat rodeo that's going on over there. So make no mistake about it. They want them to win. I believe the president will take Florida and then, of course, the rest of the country.
All right. Give our audience your website so that they can check it out.
Yep. You can go to breakingnewsflorida.com. All the links to the socials are there. breakingnewsflorida.com. You know, we do politics, we do sports, we do lifestyle, we do a little bit of everything. It's kind of a, obviously I'm a conservative. I have 5 kids. I'm into things like, freedom and justice and liberty and things like that. So it certainly has that tone. And I can just tell you the work that you all do is remarkable work. And I definitely appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you,
No
Mark.
problem, man. I appreciate you. And we want to have you back so we can talk about some crazy Florida people again. But
I'm your guy. I'm your crazy Florida guy. I got it.
you can let us know about both of their races. I have a feeling, I have a strong feeling that Charlie Crist and whoever Paulina is, whoever Anna's going up against, they probably won't be debating them anytime soon because Democrats don't do that.
They don't do that.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to turn out from there, but we'll be checking back in with you. We'll be checking back in with you.
Thank you all. Have a great one. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, man.
Bye.
Yeah.
Mark Jason.
That was a good interview.
Yeah, fun time.
That's a good
time.
guy, man. He's got a lot of knowledge.
He's calling Florida for Trump.
He sure did.
I agree.
And
he's down there in the trenches too, so he
right.
He knows.
And he made a very, very strong case for it. It wasn't like he just said, "Hey, Florida's down with Trump." He made a really good, strong case for it.